Oh god, I don't want to talk about my own videos. Okay, we're gonna talk about my own video. I've been meaning to do this for a while. So I made a video about sampling. Have you seen it, chat? Have you seen it? Vinco, what about Vinco? Wait, did you see a Vinco video? I think that was a Vinco video on my homepage. But yeah, director's commentary. I'm gonna do some director's commentary on sampling in video game music, which is a video that I made and posted. How long has it been? 3 fucking weeks. Jesus, it's been so long. But yeah, no, it's been doing yippee. It's been doing really well. It's like it's at 200k views. That's a lot of people. Could you imagine that amount of people in a room? It's messed up. But yeah, it seems to have settled at around 200k. So like it exploded and then the Discord blew up. Exclamation Discord if you're not in the Discord yet, by the way. The Discord fucking exploded and has never been the same since. Constant chatting, constant stuff being posted. It's a great time. I definitely really have been wanting to do more events there. I've just been like kind of taking like a big break from stuff since releasing the video because I was like really burning out towards the end. Damn, you don't like us? No, I love all of you on some not parasocial shit. You're all great. You're all very cool and chill. It's a great place. Yeah, Undertale is the main video game. Is main video game in the video YouTube. That was a sentence. I'm sure it makes sense somehow. But let's begin. Let's begin. So why did I make this video? I don't remember. Can we talk about our parasocial relationship? We are friends in real life. Okay, we don't have a parasocial relationship going on. Toffee personally resents me. That is true. That is true. I resent you, Keno. I almost said Toko. I'm so sorry here. I'm so sorry, Toko. Keno, I meant.
So what do people mean when they say sampling in video game music?
God, it's so weird to listen to my voice. It's so weird. Okay. So I wanted to make this video because I thought there was like a bunch of cool shit that I learned in the span of after I released the Toby Fox video. Like over time, I learned more and more about how game music was generally made and like what was used to make them. And how do I flip off a Twitch streamer? There's a fucking emoji for flipping off, I think. You could literally just use that. You have a cute voice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm shy about it, so I appreciate it.
Well, you may be familiar with how some games, like Earthbound, sample various pop songs, taking little pieces of them to become instruments or sounds in the game.
Okay, so this section here, I actually cut out like 1 or 2 extra songs or like sampling things from this part. This part was technically kind of an homage to a video I saw forever ago. / I just kind of stole shit from it. That's not true. I did do like more research about these, but this video that came out 10 fucking years ago, samples used in the soundtrack. So I watched this forever ago.
Different.
And you'll see it's some of the same stuff that I used in the intro. I thought it was like really cool back when I watched it forever ago, and it was like, if I want to catch the viewer's attention at the beginning of the video and give like a really cool example of how sampling has been done in video game music, this is what came to mind. Alex VB, hi, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Sorry, I'm gonna comment a whole lot while this is happening in my bed. That's fine. Amazing editing in the first 20 seconds. I appreciate it. I really do. I'll talk about that too, because my god, the editing was a process. The big band sample in Your Name Please sounds a bit like a crowd. It does. You know.
The flying circus.
It's like, yeah. It might be laid with something else, but anyway, yeah, this was like the original inspiration for this intro part. I just made it, except more visuals, because all the iPad babies who need visual stimulation need it. No, it was just fun to do, actually.
Taking little pieces of them to become instruments.
I'm sick, but this stream is making my day long. Oh, I'm so happy, GG. I'm so glad about that. I'm glad you're enjoying this stream.
It's all
Glad to
sounds
have
in
you
the
here.
game.
I really wanted this to be like a pot which could like hook people in, I guess, or like get people who just have very vague general knowledge about sampling and just like, you know, get them interested, I guess. Also, before we go on a bit more. I'm so sorry. I'm going back, but like,
with how
so you see this DS thing? So this was sprited up by Vinny. It was actually Vinny's original idea to have a sort of PictoChat-y DSi kind of vibe going on with like the presentation of the videos, and it sort of fades out because like I wasn't sure how to implement it through the whole thing, but there are elements that that we've made to like you know, get that vibe across, I guess. It's great how accessible the video is. That's my main goal when I make stuff like this. I just want it to be like something that can actually educate people who aren't already super in the know.
familiar with how
That
some
stuff.
games like
Visuals really
Earthbound
help. I'm
sample
glad.
various pop songs,
I'm really
taking
glad
little
about that.
pieces of them to become instruments or sounds in the game.
Oh, hi, Jade Sky. Welcome to the chat. Earthbound mention, indeed. I still haven't beat it. I'm like three-fourths of the way through. But everyone loves Earthbound, so I had to mention it. And these little thingies on the left and right of the screen, which, you know, my head's in the way, but like it's being how you would tap on a DS screen. And you know, I tried to make it like that. I tried to make it feel like that. I made the sounds too. Most of the sounds in my videos are actually made by me, but I do grab some like generic fucking Vine Boom sound effects for certain things. But like I'm trying to make most of the sound effects myself.
How sampling
it's
is done
fun.
in normal or non-BGM music.
I love Powerpuff Girls.
But there's another
I grew
kind of
up watching
sampling
it.
you may not have thought much about that I think is really cool.
Did Toby use the Vine Boom? Why did that happen?
Think about this.
So you'll notice there's a lot of isolated instruments from SNES and other songs. The reason why it's mostly SNES games being shown in this little montage segment here is because I had a tool which can specifically single out the channels of the SNES's audio. So I didn't recreate these parts using sound fonts, except for this part. The 1 N64 thing, the Ocarina of Time opening, I did remake this piano on FL Studio. But everything else is like actually emulated.
Have you ever wondered about the normal
singled out.
instruments you hear in these games? Where did these sounds come from? These iconic instruments.
Oh, didn't he? Well, I don't know. To my knowledge, I don't know. I haven't seen anything said about the Vine Boom being used by him. Oh, I see it now. The PictoChat DS5. Yeah.
That bring us nostalgia.
You made it? Yeah, it was pretty easy. I just like when I recreate stuff, I literally just bring in the MP3 of the original and I just try to match it up with like the original sound used, and like I don't want to like downplay like the effort I put into stuff like that, but like it's not that hard once you know what you're doing. But I guess you say the same thing about anything, really.
That musicians still go back to use. These pianos, drums, cats, and dogs must come from somewhere, right? And then what changed when it came
Again, chat, if you want to make videos which like become like popular and stuff, I really advise trying to catch as many audiences as you can, or like hook people at like the first minute or two of your video, like, and just show like give examples of stuff that people would like be like, oh, hey, I know that game. Like, hey, I know Omori, you know? It's like a thing in the back of my mind when I make videos.
These pianos, drums, cats, and dogs must come from...
So, there's like probably so many assets I'm not talking about enough, but like these sprites, these were also made by Vinco, or Vinny. Like the piano, drum, cat, dog. Like he's been helping out so much with stuff. And
from
yeah.
somewhere, right? And then
Very,
what
very
changed
cool.
when it came
Follow
to the
Vinco.
latter disc-based consoles? You know, when video game music began to sound more real?
Twilight Princess is the best Zelda game. That's unrelated to this video, but I'm saying it.
Or, hell, what?
I'll say it every chance I get. You get every fandom at once. I kind of tried to a
About
little
the
bit.
origin of these damn pop-breaking sounds.
And it's reflecting in the comments. A lot of people like, oh my god, when this game showed up, I was like, oh my god, because I love that game.
Why did game...
So
These damn
okay, let me talk a little bit about this.
sounds.
So, first of all, I just think it's really cool that RE4 has the same pot breaking sound as the Zelda games. I thought that was very entertaining. There's a lot more shared stuff like this that I I don't know, I didn't really put the time in researching, but I'm sure there's way more examples of stuff like this, like undoubtedly everywhere, in old games and stuff, and even in new games still sometimes, because there's a lot of reused sounds which are popular. Yeah. So this little clip here of this isn't me playing. Most of the gameplay in this video is me playing, but this is Vinny playing Wind Waker for the first time. For the first time, and he chooses to be such a fucking gremlin child and just break this girl's pot. So this is my reaction.
Why did game
Like, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that at all. I think I posted the full clip of that in the announcements channel at some point, but I'll repost it again. It's so funny. Like, I didn't know you could do that. And when you talk to her after, she's like, oh my god, my pot, how could you? And it's the saddest thing ever. The right way to play Wind Waker? You're evil.
games sometimes
You're
share
evil,
samples?
Poppy. What happened? Yeah, that was
Why
me.
is this
That was me
goddamn
screaming.
French horn everywhere?
Okay. There's so much to talk about. I'm so sorry.
Why did games sometimes share samples?
So I was informed that these two samples, I think there's something weird going on. I think they're the same sample, but they came from two different sample CD sources.
Why did games sometimes share samples?
Which is why I don't actually talk about it in the later part of the video, because I found that there was some confusion there. Like, it's not exactly from the same source, but I think it's the same. It's literally the same person playing the guitar and the same thing. It's just like processed differently from a different CD. It's strange. But anyway,
Why is this goddamn French horn everywhere?
I love this frame so much by Vinny again. I love it. There's a :3 in the butter. Did you notice that? Can I get a :3 in chat? Yeah, first French horn mention. I tried to make the French horn such a fucking gag in this video.
Why is this goddamn French horn everywhere?
Also, I put so much effort into the subtitles for no reason. You see that?
Why is this goddamn French horn everywhere?
You see that? It took a while, but it was worth it. Hell yeah.
To answer these questions, let's talk about how games transition to using samples in the first place. And if you learn a thing or two from this video, leave a like. My channel is still pretty
So yeah, I mean, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this background.
into using
So Vinny made a shit ton of PictoChat-y sprites. These are not like they're not rips. Vinny like made these background little pieces from scratch, and he actually had no reason for doing it. Like, there was no purpose, or like I didn't know what to use them for. But this is only like 4 or 5 of them, by the way. There's like, I think he made like 30 of these little things just because like he was like fixated on doing it. I was like, shit, I gotta use these somehow, but I don't know how to use them. And I'm gonna use them for like certain things that maybe like pop up on screen or whatever, but like as a little background thing, I think it looks pretty
using
cool.
samples in the first place.
Because I made like a looping scrolling
To answer these
background in like After Effects, and that's like the background of most of it. I wanted to make more with all the different ones, and I think I'm going to, because there's a lot more, and I could like use them to like have different moods in videos and stuff like that. But yeah, no, they're really, really cute little assets. I love the umbrella.
Talk about how games transition to
goes
using
spinning.
samples in the first
And the
place.
snowman. It's so cool.
And if you learn a thing
Yeah, he made them all in like a sprite.
To answer these questions, let's talk about how games transition to using samples in the first place. And if you learn a thing or two from this video, leave a like. My channel is still pretty small, so anything helps.
And that's how you get them. That's how you trick the algorithm, kids. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. Nixie says, I learned you can color subtitles from Vinny. Yeah, no, it was new to me as well when Vinny did that in the new animation that I helped edit. Crazy stuff that you can like actually color these with like an app or something.
And if you learn a thing or two from this video, leave a like.
So, starting a video on YouTube, you don't... Okay, from my experience, I don't think just saying, oh, like and subscribe, please. I don't find that to be very helpful unless you've actually convinced someone that the video is worth liking. Or like convince people that it's worth actually like subscribing or liking for. Like, you gotta show some stuff. Like, you gotta do the intro first, and then be like, if you like it, leave a like, and then people will be more likely to, I think. I liked and subscribed, it worked. Hell yeah, I gotcha. This is all part of my big plan. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't even ask people to subscribe because liking is what really helps in the algorithm specifically.
My channel.
Yeah, that's what helps push stuff more, and I think people are more likely to. Oh my god. Thank you for the sub. Who subbed? Jade. Jade Sky. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And also thank you, Goat. I'm gonna call you Goat. Goat for the follow. Thank you. Also, hi Volt Link. Welcome to the stream.
Well, it's still pretty small, so anything helps.
But yeah, no, that's why I ask for likes, and I don't say like and subscribe. And that's how I build up to that, because again, I think saying like and subscribe in like the first 10 seconds of the video, it's not really, doesn't feel genuine, I think.
Back in the day, music was.
Does it matter more than views? I would say yes. I mean, well, you can't change views. You can change if someone watching a video is more likely to click like or subscribe. You can change that aspect of things. So in terms of things you can actually do to change things, yeah, it's probably the most important thing, because like what it does, the more people like your video, it gets shown to more people. Like YouTube's like, oh, people are liking this video, it will now be shown to people. And especially it helps in the beginning because the view to like ratio is also pretty important. If like a lot of people are liking it for how many views it has, which can happen if the video is good, YouTube then puts it in front of more people as well. Yeah.
It's implemented not through pre-recorded audio files.
I remember I saw a video where someone was complaining about when people will tell their viewers to subscribe because nobody would ever be dumb enough to forget to do that. I forget to do it way too much. No, I forget to do it as well. Like, if there's a YouTuber I like or a video that I want to watch later, I will literally forget to interact unless they, like, mention it. And of course, like, I'll come across videos where they mention it and I don't do that because I don't like the content that much. Excuse me. But, like, yeah, no, I forget all the time.
It's like your
So
MP3s
interaction reminders are actually pretty cool just for that as well.
or OGGs.
What program did you use to visualize the strike? Okay, yeah, so this,
But as teeny.
so you see the notes flying by? Those, what's it called? It's a MIDI player called Almam Player. I'll type it. If you look that up, you'll find like a itch page or like just a page to download it. You'll find it. Just don't go to any shady looking sites. But yeah, no, it's in the description of the video as well, actually. So wait, I could actually just paste it in chat from that. It's a really cool MIDI visualizer by someone who I followed on Twitter a while ago. And I thought it would be really cool to include in the video because it's just a really cool way to visualize notes and stuff. You can like it exports like the .mov files of the MIDI, and you can make some really cool looking stuff with it. Especially if you like add stuff like color the notes and everything, give it a background, stuff like that. I think it's really good for showcasing music generally as well, because I don't know what it is. Maybe this is just like a worry of mine I have, but if you want to show people your music and you post a video of an FL Studio timeline, I don't know why it has this effect on me, but if I see an FL Studio timeline visually, I feel like it feels less like a song, and I feel like okay, that sounds weird. I feel like it feels like it's gonna be amateurish in a way, so I'm like less likely to click on it, because I don't know why it has that effect on me. Even when it like sounds really good, it makes it feel not as good to me if I see an FL Studio timeline. I think that's probably literally just a me problem. But yeah, no. So I think other ways of visualizing your music can be pretty good for like interaction as well.
Tiny files containing musical instructions
Also, I made these parts. I also made a bunch of these little arrows
that told the console sound chip what.
I made so many stupid little arrows. I wish I could show. But I made like 30 of these little wiggly arrows just for like different sizes in case I need. I also made like the little sequence sprite. Like I think around like half of the actual like sprites you see in this video are by me and half of like by Vinny.
Play. All through a limited number of channels to host the sounds. Sounds kind of complicated, but this just means old systems played each note in real time.
And yeah, I made the little song that plays here. Some people are asking if like I could release this song on my SoundCloud or something. I haven't done it yet, but I could. It's not long at all. It's literally just this because I didn't make it to be longer than this.
Processed by their
I
sound.
just wanted to like showcase, you know. The song is good. I'm glad. Thank
We
you.
call this sequenced music implementation as
you.
opposed to stream.
I have no idea what I was trying
And
to do
on
with
these
it.
old
It was like it's kind of
consoles, the sounds we
swingy,
heard on
I
them were
guess.
self-produced, synthesized by their sound chips. Stuff like your square waves.
Oh, by the way, so I have a border on my videos now. Can you guess who that's inspired by?
Triangle waves.
Can you guess what other YouTuber has a border on their videos that I watch?
Noise. And in this stage of gaming history, really limited sampling.
Scott the Wise. Almost, but I'll give it to you. Yeah, Scott the Wise. That is what inspired the border. I actually wondered if I made the border way too thick. It's actually thicker than Scott's border, and it also has like these little pieces on the diagonals. I might somehow shrink it or make a smaller version. It's kind of big. But yeah, Chad, do you like the border, or is it too distracting?
Triangle waves. Noise.
Hey y'all,
And in this
Toffee.
stage of gaming history, really limited
Could you
sampling.
imagine?
Fuck was that?
See, it was possible to
So I put like two AVGN clips in this video. I watched AVGN a lot growing up, and I also learned a lot about the sound of the SNES and Genesis from him, because he actually made a video about SNES versus Genesis. And I also use a clip from that in a second, you'll see. But he also talks about the sound differences. Not on any like crazy level or anything. He just kind of mentions how the sound quality of the SNES is better than the Genesis. So I thought it would be interesting to mention how the Genesis's sound chip is actually way more in line with the NES in terms of... I'm literally just reading the script of the video. But you know what I mean? It's way more similar to the NES in terms of like its power and everything. And yeah, sampling.
Fuck was that?
See, it was possible to include audio samples on some systems, but this rarely happened due to how much space they take up on a cartridge, even after compression.
Yep.
So usually the most we'd get were a few drum samples here and there.
Also, hi Keno. I'm sorry I didn't talk super duper in depth about the NES's sound chip. I know you're like super duper into it and all that stuff. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say sorry in advance that I didn't go super into detail. But normies don't want that. And I also don't know anything about that. So, one day though, maybe. I'm glad I could include Kirby's Adventure though. I know you like that game.
See? Similar could be said about the Sega Genesis. Even if it was a 16-bit console, its sound chip was much more in line with the
I'm
NES
sorry.
than the SNES, as it used mostly on-board synthesis for its melodic instruments, though it was slightly better than the NES at using samples. Which is why you hear them more often in Genesis games.
This SNES sample...
The NES at using samples.
So it says original SNES sample. That's true. This is the original SNES sample, but it's actually pitched up by like 900 cents or something. And I was having like trouble getting it to the specific pitch of the original, but I think I got it.
Which is why you hear them more often in Genesis games.
I love Kirby music. Kirby music's the best.
You could say that when it came to sampling, it was a bit better.
Also, I just threw in the Michael Jackson. It's from Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, a very, very, very funny Genesis game.
You could say that when it came to sampling, it was a bit better.
Ah, get it? A bit better?
How did you get the Nyan Cat thing for YouTube? It's on the Chrome Web Store. Just type in Nyan Cat.
Skip ahead
You'll
a
probably find it.
few years to when more powerful consoles hit the scene.
It's
had a
also
much-
on Firefox as well. Also, Deltarune sound effects, because I love Deltarune.
Better?
Skip ahead a few years to when more powerful consoles hit the scene.
Yeah, that's like a homage to the Lancer coming in and doing his thing.
They had a much greater ability to...
Didn't Earthbound do something wild in its cartridge specifically for its music, or is that just a rumor? I don't know. I would assume it would be the same as all the other games which use sampling for their music, except they just did actual big snippets of real songs as well as normal instrument samples, I would say.
Well, some...
Deltarune, more like Delta, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that.
Their sound chips evolved from primarily being their own synthesizers to primarily using sample data, recorded by the composer and stored on the game cartridge. So, as composers moved over to working on these new systems, they naturally began creating
So I
their
should mention, so there's a lot of edited stuff on screen in my
own
videos.
synthesizers to
And before I would use After Effects a lot for stuff.
sample.
I did 90, 80 to, 90+% of this video in Premiere Pro. And it was a nightmare to like do like motion stuff in. There were, so for anyone who knows video editing, in Premiere Pro, you can nest sequences together. So like you can like put different assets together that are on screen and you can nest them, and then you can move that nest so it moves everything at once. So for example, like this cartridge, this text, this all this stuff is they're all individual pieces that I nest, and then I can move with like one action.
The sound chips.
There are like 200 plus, probably more nested sequences. I think I might actually be undershooting. It might be a larger amount, but like there was so many fucking nested sequences in this
Evolved
project.
from
It's insane.
primarily being their own synthesizers to primarily using sample data recorded by the composer and
Guys,
stored
thinking of
on the
video
game
editing, I'll
cartridge.
help you, I
So,
promise.
As composers moved over to work,
Like I did a lot of things which made this a much harder process than it needed to be for me, because I was very unorganized and everything, and I was also like learning as I went with a lot of this stuff because I don't usually use Premiere, and I'm already switching to a different thing, so that's like the whole thing. But I'll help you through it, Poppy, I promise.
systems. They naturally
I dislike
began
video
creating
editing. It sucks.
their own instrument
I'll say it,
samples
it
by
sucks
taking
balls.
audio recordings of
It's not
their real
good.
equipment. Vocal samples were a thing now too.
The last Metroid is in captivity.
I think I could enjoy it.
in a way that didn't sound as deep fried as.
I just tried to go so ham when I edit something new, like something big like this. I want it to be like my best thing, and I cannot keep doing that because I'll just keep doing like way too much. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. That's what I'm trying out now.
Didn't sound as deep fried as.
Are you glad this video is doing so well? Yeah, no, I'm like really, really, really happy with how it's doing. Like it's performing way more than I thought it would, and yeah, no, I'm just really happy. Like it's week 3 and it's already like this many. Like my Undertale video has been up for 2 years, and like it was kind of strange how it blew up. Like it just randomly just kind of shot up after a year, I think. But yeah, no, this is an insane amount of views for where it is. Like it's slowed down for now, and I don't know if it will go back up, but like there's still fucking crazy amount of views for like this kind of video. But yeah, no, I'm really happy because that means when people look up videos about sampling, they'll find this, because there's not really anything else like this which goes over everything and like gives like a kind of comprehensive like, oh, this is how sampling was used in games. Like that there hasn't really been that before, which is also partly why I made this video, because it's really cool, I think.
Jesus Christ! This sound from the beginning of the video.
I love this. I played this as a kid. I have Pokemon Yellow.
Jesus Christ!
The Pikachu sounds in that game are ear piercing. They will explode your eardrums. They're so loud. It's crazy that they're like that.
This sound from the beginning of the video.
Can confirm the Pokemon Yellow thing. Pikachu's voice is very crusty. It really is. It's full of crust. Toffee, speaking of sampling, did you see the vid reconstructing Daft Punk samples? It's wild. I haven't. You should maybe. Are you in the Discord? If you're in the Discord, you can like at me and like send it to me or something. Otherwise, I'll try to remember to find it. Reminder: if anyone's not in the Discord and you want to join, it's !Discord, and you'll be able to join. Do that. I think that link still works.
Was actually the voice of Etsuko Kawano. She's credited right here at the end of the game for it.
That is also the voice of Undyne. Obviously, putting in the Undertale facts where I can, because I cannot help myself.
Nintendo would end up getting real creative with their vocal samples.
Yeah. I like this part. I tried to make it as uncomfortable as I possibly could, because I think it's funny.
Delightful. Okay, well, anyway, when it came to the actual instruments that composers put into these games, you know, like the pianos, strings, guitars, just you wait.
There it
There was
is.
one very common way they got sampled. From MIDI modules. See, look, here's a young Koji Kondo with some.
Yeah, so the amount of research I had to do for these fucking
From
things,
MIDI modules.
kind of insane. I didn't know shit about, like, chat. You watch this video, you think I'm so clued in. You think I know about these things the way I talk about them. I was learning as I went, okay? Like, I didn't know shit about any of this stuff when I started. And that's why this video took so fucking long to make, because I was just discovering things upon things and like learning about stuff. Over and over again, I would find out something new relating to these goddamn things and like sampling in general, and I would just be adding and adding and adding, and it became this mountain of stuff that just kept building and building and building. it was fucking crazy. But yeah, no, I think I got most facts right in this video.
See, look, here's a young Koji Kondo with some.
ツール自体の
Toffee, I need to get my gremlin hands on some funnily acquired stuff. I don't know if I can help you with that.
ここでいろんな表現
I don't know if I can help.
The same goes for Nobuo Uematsu.
Yummy though.
ゲーム機だったんですね。
バス
ですから音楽なんかもピーとかブーとかいうでそれがだんだんこうゲームしているうちにだんだんこんなスタジオで録音したものもゲームに取り込めるようになったんですよ。
So I also went through, yeah, no, this is like, I went through like hours of like interview footage with game composers to see if I could find anything about the transition from beep boop samples into, real samples. And just other things that would be nice to include in the video. I did find quite a lot.
幅が広い
The same goes for Nobuo
Yeah,
Uematsu.
again, this is like so much research for this goddamn video, dude.
ゲーム機だったんですね。ですから音楽なんかもピーとかブーとかいうでそれがだんだんこうゲームしているうちにだんだんこんなスタジオで録音したものもゲームに取り込めるようになったんですよ。
And Yoko Shimomura, to name a few. Pretty much every game composer at this point was using them.
ゲームの BGM
Yeah, they really are
や
everywhere. Once you know about them, you start seeing them everywhere.
ツイすなわ
Much like the French one.
ちゲームの効果音が
Also, rest in peace, Iwata.
制作されています。
But if you are like me, you're probably confused about what these things even are. You connected these devices to other things that could also communicate via MIDI, like an electric keyboard or a synthesizer.
Shit. Did you accumulate the footage as you were editing, or collecting it all before? It was a mixture of both. So, for the stuff I knew I was going to talk about, I did collect some footage of, but like I did I just like made the main thing I did in the beginning was the script. I work on the script and then I think about what I can throw on screen as I talk about it. I'm obviously thinking about it as I'm writing. But yeah, no, this one was kind of a lot of fucking figuring out what the hell I'm gonna put on screen, because it was, again, not very planned, and it just started adding and adding onto stuff like as I discovered more, and it was a gigantic mess. It was very unorganized, and it's kind of a miracle that it actually came out. I'm gonna be honest. Every game composer has a French one in their room. You know what? Maybe.
Which you could then use to play the instruments
Probably
on the
true.
modules.
I mean,
But
we all have one in our computers. I discovered that there is a FL Studio, not plugin, like a stock FL Studio instrument, which has a bunch of default Roland sounds on it. So a lot more people think they have that French one than they think, actually.
Simply, they were
I think it's like Fruity LSD.
kind of like VSTs before VSTs were a thing, except that they were physical hardware.
It might not be
instead
the
of
same
digital
one, though. I don't know.
software. Connecting them to PC
Chat, did you understand this comparison?
VSTs were used.
Like, how many of you actually knew what VSTs were?
Play the instruments on the modules. Put simply, they were kind of like VSTs before VSTs were a thing.
I tried so hard to like explain it in a way that people would like immediately understand it if you kind of know about some music stuff, or at least this would also maybe teach you what a virtual instrument is. I did not. I know nothing. Damn. Yes, not me. Vaguely know about VSTs. Okay, cool. Yeah. So DAWs, digital audio workstations such as FL Studio and Ableton and like Logic Pro or anything else, any music making program, you can get VSTs for them. They're just virtual instruments. They are the things that you download and then throw into the plugins folder of your DAW or just into your VSTs folder. And, you know, you could get a piano VST, a saxophone VST, and VSTs also come in the form of effects. So if you wanted to get a reverb or delay or a bit crushing effect, those are VSTs as well that you can download. There's a bunch of free VST sites and a lot of paid VSTs as well. And yeah, they work universally across basically any DAW you want to throw them at. Yeah. It gets kind of interesting because, for example, FL Studio has a pretty good sound font player, but you can also get a VST, which is a sound font player, and it can work across all different kinds of DAWs. It won't be locked to FL Studio, stuff like that. So it's just sound fonts. I mean, okay, well, calling them sound fonts is a bit like strange. They're all different things. Sound fonts are a specific file type. I know some people call the instruments of games like sound fonts. Like someone will be like, listening to some Mario World music and be like, oh, I love the Mario World sound font. That's not a sound font. Because in the original game, it was a sound bank on the console, on the cartridge, right? But it became a sound font when someone ripped those files and made a sound font for use with DAWs, right? But yeah, I have making sense. I've only worked with VSTs for digital music stuff, so it's a great analogy. Sampling is harder for me to understand, to be honest. I understand. That's cool.
Except that they were physical
What about it is confusing to you? Like sampling. Why is sampling harder to grasp? I'm curious.
modules.
I get that on YouTube, Deltarune using the Mario sound font. I mean, maybe it did. I mean, Deltarune, here's the thing. Toby Fox does use a lot of sound fonts. In that context, it does make sense. But yeah.
Simply, they were kind of like VSTs before VSTs were a thing, except that they were physical hardware
I'm
instead
slowly
of
losing my
digital
voice.
software.
I apologize.
Connecting them to PCs worked too, for playing back MIDI content.
I love adding All-Star here.
Or even gaming. PC games that were old enough to support MIDI also took advantage of
ToffeeBun.
gaming.
I love that emote.
PC games that were old enough to support MIDI also took advantage of these devices. So that means if you were playing Doom on your old MS-DOS computer, instead of getting audio like this,
This is also something I didn't really know
you'd get audio like this.
before making this video.
TLDR, they introduced much higher quality instruments to anything capable of
I love
connecting to
crunchy
them.
midis. Me
And
too.
it was
That's
these
something really
things,
cool
these
about them.
MIDI sound
Like
modules
they're just so funny. I'm clearing my throat so much. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
that got sampled in video games for so many years to come. And to demonstrate what I mean, listen out for this French horn. You might have heard it around before.
It's fucking
I thought
everywhere,
I only
dude.
recognized them from Pokemon, but turns out they're fucking everywhere.
Yeah. I'm spitting. If I'm cheering myself on. This is fun. So, this section actually lasted way, well, not way longer, like, maybe actually double the amount of time that it currently is in this video. I had to cut out a lot. I was gonna show off, like, the Roland flute sound, how it was in, like, Mother 3, and then, like, on the fucking, it was used up until the, I think last one I had was 3DS eShop it was on, or the DSi eShop, I don't remember. But yeah, no, I was gonna go over the flutes and like some other instrument, I forget. But I had to keep the pace of the video going. Didn't you cut out a part of about Hideki Naganuma? It was, I say I cut out a part, but it was more like it was completely like I had some of this. The script was done, the vocal lines were done, but not much work was actually done on that section. And when I got there and I realized like how poorly I was doing, like in terms of like a lot of things, I just wasn't doing well. Like I lost a lot of weight towards the end of it because I was like really focused on like editing it and everything. I was like, okay, I gotta just put this video, I gotta stop adding stuff. Like it was one of the original intentions when I made this video to have a Hideki part at the end, because I was going to talk about sample CDs and it would transition really well into that. But at that point, I was just like, no, it's already long enough. I'm exhausted. I have to upload this. I just have to put it out. You know what I mean? Where's the French one in Rainbow Road? Is it in Rainbow Road? Wait. It's audible. You can, I know the visuals of these French ones isn't super accurate or good in like isolating it with your ears, but like it's there.
As you can imagine, if the game is using one of these sounds, you can bet that some other ones from the same module were used in the soundtrack too. Let me just load in the orchestral drum kit here and...
These fucking orchestral drums. They're like literally in everything. I didn't express that enough. Again, like, it's so hard to include everything in a video like this. Like, chat. Look at the song list. I included every single time a song shows up in the video. Look at how many fucking songs I edited in, I downloaded, I edited in, and like did deconstructions of some of them. Like, it's too much. It's way too much
How
already.
about a trumpet?
Just make a 10-hour video. I could put a lot of ads in that. You know?
Okay, so let's check
I
some
had a lot
less
of fun
obvious-
doing this one specifically. This is one of my favorite songs from the games, because I played Pokemon Sapphire as a kid, and I really liked some of the themes of it. So it was kind of really nice to be able to like recreate one in this way, same style as I guess I recreated some Undertale stuff before. Yeah, it was just nice.
Okay,
for me.
so let's check some less obvious examples, like this piano.
I've only ever played Sword and Shield. Damn, you got into Pokemon really late. Would you ever make a long video essay like H-Bomber Guy? Currently, I couldn't see myself making something that long at this point when I've been struggling this much with a 20-minute video. When I'm in a much better place in my life and I feel like I want to do that, maybe, hypothetically, but probably not. Also, H-Bomber Guy videos are really good, by the way. Good taste. All of you should watch this video about the Roblox oof. It's very good. It's very funny. Oh! Editing mistake. I also put it in the captions. Editing mistake, please don't look. So, okay. I'll explain why this happened. I'll show you the mistake. I'll explain why it happened. So that's just no piano for this part where I'm supposed to be playing the piano for the Mario Kart bit. Then it appears halfway in. And then the gameplay disappears for the last part. So. Yeah, so that happened because I did one render of this video to export specifically just the piano parts because each time rendering it, the pianos being enabled would take like it would add an extra like 3 hours onto the rendering time. So if I wanted to do multiple renders to check for mistakes and stuff like that, like I had to render out all the piano stuff in one chunk so it would render much easier because the piano stuff had like a lot of effects on it, and once it's rendered, the effects don't really there are no effects, you know, they're baked into the video. So I rendered out the piano, and I was cutting up the piano, and I guess I fucked up with that
Let's
part.
check some less obvious
and I didn't
examples,
notice.
like this piano.
I don't know if that explanation made sense, but it was a very strange situation. But that's why that happened. Meow meow. Thank you, Ryuka, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And thank you for the head pat. Whoever just head patted me. Well, maybe it was from
You know, I just showed you a bunch of examples from Roland, but it wasn't just limited to them.
Yeah, this is fun. I wanted this whole part. Okay, chat, you gotta tell me your honest feelings about this part, because for many months of editing this, I wanted this whole section to be like, I wanted it to make the audience feel like, whoa, that's kind of crazy that these things are in all these games. Did you feel like that? That was really stupid. But I wanted people to feel like that, because like I would feel like that, I think. I'd be like, well, oh, that's why everything sounds kind of similar. You got that feeling? Let's go. Let's go. I'm glad. I succeeded. I'm so happy.
Okay, so let's check some less obvious examples, like this piano.
For so long, I never thought this video would see the light of day. Like literally, this is like an 8-month project. Like I swear to God. Toffee has won. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I just showed you a bunch of examples from Roland, but it wasn't just limited to
tried.
them.
I'm gonna drink water because my throat is dying.
Some of my favorite
Thank
music
you,
box samples came
Psycho
from these
Sapien. I
things.
literally just picked up my water. Thank you, though. I love music boxes. They're my favorite. You'll notice I'm very biased with what I choose to show, by the way, because people are like, oh, you could have showed this one. This one's in everything. Oh, this one's like so prevalent. Why didn't you show that one? I was very, very extremely unapologetically biased with my preferred instruments to showcase. I love music boxes, man. I had to show 2 of them. You're on activation when it happened? Hell yeah. Also, the little note here. IDK, why my hand was here. I still don't know why my hand was that. It was literally just resting on the piano. I don't know why it was that. Bass syrup red
And
bunny.
switching.
Hell yeah, thank you. The classic. That took me a while. Like this, getting my playing of the music box to sound similar to how it sounded in game, pretty difficult. Because you have to play it kind of loosely. Yeah, I
Hold
love
on a
music
sec.
boxes.
I
They're
already
really good.
talked about the Undertale music box a while ago in this video.
I debated so hard on including this point because it's kind of like, who fucking cares? You know? I don't know. This was like a kind of who asked point that I'm about to make in the video, but I tried to make it entertaining as much as I could. You know, because I don't know, I thought it was cool. And I'm obsessed with Undertale, so.
Hold on a sec. I already talked about the Undertale music box a while ago in this video. It was from a sound font called SGM.
Also,
I
the
talked
little
about
note
the Undertale
here.
music box a while ago in this video.
Also, yeah, I know my voice changed a lot. Progressively, my voice has been getting higher and higher. I've been kind of like naturally voice training myself to like to have a higher voice, I think. And like, it was fully unintentional in the beginning, but now I'm like focusing a bit more on it. I'm trying to have a bit more energy in my voice, and also, you know, might be having a pronoun update soon. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. But like, yeah, I'm like thinking about voice training stuff more now. But generally, my voice has been getting higher, and which is why I wanted to put like a note in the video. Because if you go back and listen to that Undertale video, my voice is like significantly deeper. And I have a couple like older videos too. I don't know if they're up on my channel yet. But like, maybe they're privated. But like, a lot of them, my voice is like super duper low. Like when I was like 15, 16 or whatever, like I was really trying to push like the deepness of it because I thought that was cool. But then I was like, wait, it's not my vibe. You know what I mean? Toffee is such a gender. Hell yeah. Bunny gender. Yeah, I noticed that with the Undertale video. I assumed it was a weird mic. It does sound like the lows are pushed a lot. Maybe I did EQ the lows up quite a bit. But no, it's definitely just my voice actually changing over time. It's so weird to listen to my old voice.
It was from a sound font
Yeah.
called SGM. While that is exactly what Toby Fox used, it turns out that some sound fonts get their samples from MIDI modules. To give you an idea of how crazy things can get, this music box sound was originally...
Okay, so I'm not trying to shill my own music.
To give you an idea of how crazy things can get, this...
But the song playing currently, Cat Spin, which is actually, it was made for a Vinco animation. I'm not trying to show my own music, but it fits really well here because it uses this specific music box that I'm talking about. That's why I put it in as well.
music box sound was
Like, can you hear it? Did you notice?
originally from this set of floppy disks released around 1986. You put them in this
Like, it's in there.
Roland S50 sampler synth thing via the
The song is
floppy
awesome.
slot
Thank you.
to get the sounds.
Shill your own
I'm
music.
assuming this was then
I honestly
resampled
probably should.
across other Roland hardware like the SC55 and then again on the XV5080. And that was the specific one sampled in SGM, the one Toby Fox used. How many layers of sampling are we at now? Also, hey, check out this flute sound I found
Oh,
from
this
those
is
floppy
fun.
disks I just mentioned.
Fun fact about this part. So it's the Gygus. It's the Earthbound Gygus sample, right? I'm not going to explain what that is to avoid spoilers for Earthbound, but it's like a creepy thing. And so I was actually looking for an entirely... You know, I was actually doing research on the music box.
How many layers of sampling are we at
sample.
now? Also, hey, check out this flute sound I found from those floppy disks I just mentioned.
I was actually looking for that music box sample, and I was just like messing around, going through all the different sounds, and then I played it. I played this flute chord sound, and I was like, where do I know this from? Why does it feel uncomfortable? So this on screen is kind of an accurate representation of like what happened. I was like, oh.
Pretty cool, right? These findings
I
and
just
more
die.
can be found in the VGM Sound Sources spreadsheet, so credit to all the contributors there.
I kind of want to copy the pacing of your editing as if I ever start making videos. I mean, if that's something you want to do, you should. Like, that's what I do. Like, when I make videos, again, like every creative work is derivative. If you want to take the pacing of my videos, go ahead. Like, that's what you do when you make videos for the first time. You make videos in the style of creators that you like. For me, it's like a bunch of video essayists, fucking Scott the Woz, probably a lot of important ones that I'm not naming right now. But yeah, no, it's like a lot of people on YouTube that I just kind of like gradually their stuff became my own in a way. You know what I mean? I'm not making sense, but yeah.
As well as their Discord. They'll be in
Gives me Alphys's lab videos vibes. Wait, that channel is like, have they not uploaded in a really long time? I think I might know the channel you're talking about, but like they stopped uploading a while ago. I think they made like a lot of Undertale theory videos like when Undertale was like first being a thing, right?
in the description. People even go as far as to find all the source instruments for a game like Mario 64 and make
all the people who joined the Discord that were... Wait. All the people who joined the Discord were that were involved in the spreadsheet. Wait. I'm having so much trouble reading chat right now. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah.
sound sources spreadsheet.
Speaking of that,
These findings and more can be found in the VGM sound sources spreadsheet. So credit to all the...
I had no fucking clue on how to actually like include all of these. So I was just like, okay, I've experimented enough. I'm just gonna like throw them all on screen, so they technically will all be on there, but like for like 2 frames,
as well as their Discord.
for each person.
They'll be in the
Because it's too many. It's so many.
People even go as far as to find all the source instruments for a game like Mario 64.
It wasn't a complete sentence. Sorry. Oh, no worries. No worries.
And make restored versions of their soundtrack.
Because like I tried to read chat so quickly, so I just stumbled.
To hear what they'd sound like with no console limitations.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you.
You know, this is all cool. And something I learned, so I thought it was kind of cool that they made like restored versions of soundtracks and stuff, right? But I eventually learned that they don't just like recreate the song with the original sounds. Sometimes they'll actually get the original sequence file from the game cartridge and use that data to actually make the restoration. So it's like the note volumes, the note lengths, oh my god, why is it so difficult to say? Note lengths are all like accurate to the actual original game for some of these restorations, and I think that's also really cool. Because otherwise it can feel like it's just like some guy made a restoration, and it's like you can't really tell if it's super accurate. But
pretty cool, albeit a little uncanny.
It's
so
all
you
really
just had
cool
a bunch of
regardless.
examples of samples that were in games. Let's talk about how they were actually implemented.
So this is the one section I did in After Effects. Damn, my Duolingo streak dies in 2 minutes. You got this. You got this. You could do it. I believe in you. I know the vibes. I get it.
Regardless of what was recorded to be sampled, the caveat was how to fit this audio information into cartridges. Recording every note across the keyboard, for example, would take up far too much space on a game.
Yeah, this was a lot to edit.
So
but
what
it was
did they
really
do?
fun.
Well, these consoles were able to change the pitch of a sample across the entire range of a keyboard.
Thank you, Vinny, for the the goddamn sprite piano. It was the actual sprite is actually only this long. It goes from like here to like here, but I like edited it to be a full 88 keys. So it's accurate to how big a keyboard is. Even though there's kind of like, this was just for a visualization that like samples can be like put on, like that they can fuck, how do I explain this? I literally explained it in the video. How samples can be like changed in pitch to like match these pitches on a keyboard. But the thing is, they can actually go beyond those pitches or below those pitches. They can actually exit the 88 key range, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because it's literally just changing the pitch in a completely however you want to change the pitch. So you can just stick to the 88 keys, or you can go higher or lower. You probably would never need to do that, but like it's basically an infinity amount you can change or lower the pitch of something. Yeah.
So you didn't actually need more than one recording from the source instrument. They'd compress it to reduce file size, making it sound like potato quality in the process. And there you have it. It was finally ready to be thrown in the game.
Can I get a yum yum in chat? All caps, yum yum. I still have the emote, right? Let me see. Fuck, I don't have the emote. No! I don't have the emote. I'm so sad. So this is an emote. It's
In
one of
the
my
game,
favorite
it used
emotes that I use on
data
Discord all the
volume
time. I
process.
thought I had it on Twitch as
And
well.
there
I
you
guess I have
it.
to enable
It
it.
was finally ready to be
It's this fish, this goddamn fish that you see on the screen. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite emotes. I post it whenever I'm eating anything.
thrown in the game and used as an instrument.
I'll add it, chat. I'll remember.
But wait, sampled instruments from the SNES, N64, GBA, etc. could look like this.
So
They got cut so short that they usually never lasted longer than a second, but in-game they could sound like this.
chat, did I do a good job at like explaining this stuff here? Because I feel like I did an okay job, but like when I was originally beginning this whole section of like explaining how samples were like looped and then like, you know, loop points and stuff, and like showing how short samples were actually, and like when I was thinking about doing that initially, I was like, this sounds like an impossible fucking task to make digestible to a general audience. So like I thought really hard about how to do that, and with these visuals I really hope I like struck that chord with people. It seems to be working. People seem to be like taking it in, but like yeah, it was really difficult to actually figure out.
Etc. could look like this.
You did a great job. Thank you, Namato, and thank you, Nixie.
They got
Thank
cut
you.
so short that they usually
Thank you,
never
Killers.
lasted
Yeah,
longer than
no,
a second, but in-game they could sound
I'm
like
glad.
this. These notes definitely sound sustained, so what gives? So this is actually one of my favorite.
You'll notice that I say things like rhetorically, like I'll ask questions a lot, because in my writing, when I write videos, one of my main goals is to basically, what's the word, empathize with the average viewer, I guess, in terms of their understanding, and not use super duper like I'm not trying to talk like they should know what I'm telling them. Like I don't want to give a super detailed explanation with words they're not going to understand. Like I'm always trying to like explain things or like be on the same page as like the average viewer, I guess. And that's kind of how my writing works when I make stuff like this. And yeah, it seems to be reaching a general
tricks
audience,
that was
which
used
is why I'm just
compression
happy.
to conserve space. Loop
I
points.
did it, I
Let's
think.
look back at that sample. We'll put the starting loop point here, and the ending loop point right there.
Oh,
That's it. That's how it was done.
Barrett, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it.
This still sounds
Welcome,
kind of abrupt,
Verus
though.
viewers.
ADSR.
If you stick around,
definitely
welcome.
letters. No,
How you
they
doing?
stood for attack, decay, sustain, and release. You may have already seen me mess with these in my video about Undertale's music, but you should also know that these were settings in old consoles too.
Yeah, I also, this section as well, I was really like, oh yeah, by the way, for anyone new joining, I'm doing a little commentary on this video I released 3 weeks ago about sampling. And I'm just like going over stuff because I haven't talked about it on stream
in
yet.
my video about Undertale's music, but you should also
I was speedrunning Celeste and got a nice PB. Hell yeah, well done. That definitely letters joke makes me laugh more than you probably planned. You know, I'm really glad you say that, because I don't know, like after a lot of, because you know when you edit videos you watch them over and over and over again, like I don't know, I wondered if it was even funny. Like I wondered if a lot of my jokes in this video were even funny at all.
Release. You may have already seen me mess with these in my
Like,
video
would get a
about
chuckle out of
Undertale's
anyone,
music,
but I'm
you
glad.
should also know that these were
I'm really
settings in
glad.
old consoles too. For simplicity's sake, we're only going to look at attack and release for now, because they're the most.
And also, yeah, just generally, this is like my first time like really trying to give personality to videos, or like try to show my personality through videos, and it seems to be doing really well. Like I don't know, it's just so cool that that's working, because I was always afraid, like I'm always afraid of like showing more of like my personality, I guess, in videos, because I feel like people just care about the info being presented, and I just need to present it in a digestible way. But no, like giving like some personality to things, making some jokes, it seems to be like really good. I think I've found a good balance between doing all that, I think. You're probably sick of hearing the video now. I mean, I haven't heard it I haven't watched it in a while. Like I actually, after it came out, I did rewatch it a lot, because I am very, very proud of this video. Like genuinely, I'm very, very proud of this video. It took me a lot of effort to make.
Most important ones.
There was a point where I needed to get away from it, just because I was kind of going insane. I think that happens with a lot of videos that people make, though. Professor ToffeeBun. I should not be a professor. I don't know shit about anything, but you know, I know enough to make YouTube videos. I guess. You're a good entertainer.
Now it fades in.
Thank you.
Raising the release.
I am glad.
it smoothly fades out. Loop points in combination with ADSR are what created a sort of illusion that
So I'll talk about that in a second. Salink says, I would love if you did more breakdowns for how music is made and remade tracks, but with this style and probably simpler, I would watch all of them. I will probably be doing something like that, at least for a couple more games. I don't know yet, though. We'll have to see. It's definitely going to happen with Deltarune. I feel like I need to wait for more chapters before I can, like, make a thing. But, probably one for Omori eventually. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how things go. But I do want to make more videos. Okay, so I did suggest that I would make videos about like Hideki Naganuma. I said I would I asked if people wanted a Hideki Naganuma cut. People are relentless about it, so I have to do that. But outside of that, the videos I want to make are about like adaptive music and how delay worked in old games, like reverb / delay, like how they implemented that into SNES music and even NES music and stuff like that, because it wasn't reverb, it was delay, and it's really cool. Spoiler. But yeah, no, I wanted to talk about that as well. Toffee, you'll be 90 when Deltarune comes out. I don't know. I guess I'll have to make a video when I'm 90 then. ToffeeBun teaches us how to not be socially awkward, the movie. I haven't even figured that out. What do you mean? I'm insanely socially awkward. Like, I don't know how you think I would teach that.
these were full-bodied
Impossible
samples.
challenge.
Game
yeah.
instruments were able to sound pretty close to the original sampled instruments this way, but with the ability to make notes as long as they needed to be at no extra cost of file space.
Oh yeah. That section took way longer than it should have. Oh wait, I almost forgot to mention.
Notes as long as they needed to be at no extra.
You probably know what I'm
smoothly fades out. Loop points in combination with ADSR are what created a sort of illusion.
Right on the money. Okay. Wait. Yeah, I put the boy kisser in the video. I had to. I'm sorry. At the bottom, it's really difficult to see. You probably haven't seen it. It says shoutouts to Mousy Mice, who is the creator of that meme. Why is boy kisser that? Because that they have illusion eyes. They have hypno eyes.
Illusion that these were full-body
And I said illusion. That's literally the only reason.
samples. Game instruments were
You
able
didn't
to
see
sound
it?
pretty close to the original sampled instruments this way, but with
I'm
the
so
ability
sorry.
to make notes as long as they needed to be at no extra cost of file space.
Yeah, no. Boy kisser is in the video.
This video was initially supposed to be 5 minutes. Hey, Vinny's calling.
My favorite part of the video. Everyone get ready for
This
frog.
video was initially supposed to be 5 minutes. Oh, hey, Vinny's calling. You have a frog? Vinny, do you want to put the frog in my video?
Yes.
This frog gets to be in the video for no reason now.
Hell yeah.
I love Vinny so much.
Anywho,
So
the
this is a real thing that happened. This has happened twice now. He'll just like find a frog.
You have a frog? Vinny, do you want to put the frog in my video?
Yes.
He'll just find a fucking frog in the video. He'll just find a fucking frog and he'll call me and will just show me the frog for a good solid like 2 minutes before it leaves.
This frog gets to be in the video for no reason now.
He's very cute.
Hell yeah.
Goodbye, frog.
Anywho, this development made it much more likely for individual games to have unique sounding instruments.
Can
or
you
sound
summon frogs?
samples, some
I don't
sounding
know.
completely different from one
They're
another.
just around. I gotta take a sip.
Unlike the
Yippee.
NES's.
ピーとかブー
Leading into consoles like the
I was happy to
N64,
reuse that
things
clip
remained
again.
mostly the same in terms of how composers would implement music. However, and this kind of blew my mind
You
when
like
I
the
found
transition?
out, the
I'm glad.
N64 was actually able to play streamed music, like how newer consoles would.
I love this what's about to come up. It's so bad.
As you can hear,
It's so bad.
the issue with this was that the songs had to be incredibly compressed to fit in the game. So much so that the loss in quality just wasn't worth it. In the end,
I love old ads. I had to
the
include
loss in
this.
quality just wasn't worth it.
Like, I was looking up just because I was just trying to get footage for like everything. I was like, oh, let me look up some old N64 ads to see if there's anything that would be cool as background footage. And I just find this fucking kid.
In the
Like, whoa, I'm out of here. Oh man, what a good commercial.
end, composers mostly stuck to the tried and
Reject stream music, go back to sequenced. I would not be surprised if a lot more people like started using sequenced music in modern game engines, because it's actually a thing that you can do. I don't know how easy it is, but it's possible, I think. Even in Game Maker, I think there is an option for streamed and sequenced, I think. But if you're going for that like kind of old music, kind of old video game music vibe, it might actually be pretty good for that. But it's not like you can't achieve that without using streamed, though. You can use streamed music and achieve the sounds of an old game. The only reason that you'd really, really want to do sequence in modern games is if you're trying to do adaptive music. That's literally kind of the only reason you'd actually want to do that, because it makes it kind of an easy process.
In true instrument sound.
Because you can change instruments on the fly rather than it being baked into the MP3 or whatever the fuck, OGG.
Samples method, same as the SNES. That being said,
Cave Story
this
sequence?
was the
I
beginning
didn't
of
know
the
that.
rise of sample CD usage.
I would have
in
mentioned that if I
BGM.
knew that. Breath of the Wild is adaptive. So a lot of modern Nintendo games actually do still have sequence music. Like, you know in Mario Odyssey, how you throw your cap on the little electric line and then you travel through the electricity? Like, that is sequenced. So little things, which... It's sequenced because they needed it to... the notes of it to match the current song's notes. And you could only do that if you have it sequenced. Otherwise, it won't be in sync. A Short Hike has a very good adaptive music. Yeah, no, it does. Like, and also you can have pretty good adaptive music with streamed audio these days too, but I think still the sequence makes it easier. I need to do more research about it and like see like what's possible on streamed to see like the limitations and stuff like that. You know, because I'm gonna make a video about it probably. But yeah, we'll see.
But hold on, we're not there yet. As even more time went on, consoles that could really handle streaming came around, streaming being playing entire songs in the form of audio files. This is what I meant when I said...
So I thought I was gonna annoy
hold on,
people.
we're not-
Because like, you know when you show people something and then you're like, oh, hold on, it's gonna be at the end of the video. Like, I kind of felt like I was doing that. I felt like I was kind of being a dick. I kind of did it because I thought it would make people want to keep watching to the end of the video. But I just hope I didn't annoy anyone.
Not there yet.
Adaptive music seems so hard. Again, it probably depends on the method you're using. I'm excited for that video. Hell yeah. I hope it's good when it comes out.
Yet, as even
It
more
currently doesn't exist.
time
I mean, it exists as a title in my Google Docs, but like, not much has been done.
went on, consoles that could really handle streaming came around, streaming being playing entire songs in the form of audio files. This is
I
what I
love
meant when
Tekken
I
3.
said music began to sound more real in this era.
Yeah, most gameplay in this video is my own.
Because it did.
So.
You could even put a whole rap song in these.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin
Yeah, I love
Hill.
Pumpkin Hill.
You ready? I ain't
Okay, slow down. You'd think this would be when all composers would start using streamed music as opposed to
I would change the stream title. It's already technically in the stream title though, so if anyone sees that I'm doing this, knows that we've already done the
sequence, right?
first part.
You know, because everything was on discs now. Well, that's actually
Thank you,
kind
though.
of a misconception. Looking at the PlayStation 1, despite the games being on discs which were fully able to handle CD quality audio, composers remained sequencing music for the most part.
Yeah, this is also
Again,
a lot
notes
to
being played
research,
live using
just
sampled
generally.
instruments. And as a result, a lot of PlayStation 1 music sounds a lot more in line with SNES music, as it was essentially the same method.
Yeah, so again, I wanted to like kind of
A lot
help
of
people with the
PlayStation 1
confusion
music
about
sounds
this.
a lot more in line with SNES music.
Because a lot of PS1 music does sound like it's streamed, because a lot of PS1 music is streamed. Well, like some PS1 music is streamed. Like I showed Tekken 3 earlier, and you heard some of the Tekken 3 music. That's all streamed, right? You can actually put the discs into a CD player and it will play because they're streamed audio files. But yeah, no, for most PS1 music in that era, it was same method as the SNES and stuff like that. Which is a point I wanted to get across, because this was like the transition period. It wasn't like things completely switched to streamed, you know?
And as a result, a lot of PlayStation 1 music sounds a lot more in line with SNES
Final Fantasy
music,
VII
as it
music
was
is
essentially
really good. Sephiroth's theme in that game, it sounds streamed. It's so good. Like the vocals in it, like it sounds impossible to like... It is definitely sequenced, I think, right? But like it's so good. It's so good. It's so cool that they managed to sequence vocals like that so well.
the same method.
It's like it wasn't a thing that was done very often.
This was
if
because
at all,
sequencing
really
music was still
much.
great for conserving space, even on discs. But I'm guessing for some cases that it was just what composers were used to, so they stuck with it. For a lot of these games, streamed music was often limited to intros and cutscenes.
I still need to play all of Silent Hill. I showed a lot of games that I haven't beaten yet.
Whereas the rest of the OST would likely be sequenced. It was like this on the N64.
Like, you know all those songs that I put in the video that I showed you? Like the song list? It was also gameplay footage. Like all the gameplay here, I of course needed to get footage for individually. It was like so much whack.
On the PS2, pretty much all games used streamed audio outside of a few that still sequenced their music. Final Fantasy X and X2.
I love this part too.
Oh my god, there it is again. And Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Wait, oh my god, these drums are also everywhere.
They are also everywhere, indeed.
When it came to Nintendo's GameCube, most third-party companies shifted
You played Silent Hill 1/2 for Spoopy Month this year? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I need to get to 2 specifically. I'm excited to play Silent Hill 2.
Audio in their games.
1 is good and it's a vibe, but like, it's kind of jank.
But Nintendo themselves didn't want to move on just yet.
Games like what horror games aren't jank, which aren't modern ones to be honest.
Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess,
and take a sip of water again, my throat
Animal
is
Crossing.
dying.
And both Pikmin games all used sequenced music. Hell, the Wii menu is also sequenced using a simple sine wave.
I just realized we've been live for 2 hours.
To be fair, it was much harder to tell what was sequenced.
I'll try not to pause as much. I'll pause if there's like a lot of stuff to say. But yeah, I want to spend at least like an hour playing a Ratatouille.
And what wasn't at this
We'll
point,
be doing
as
that
the
soon.
sampling quality in consoles had
Thank you,
increased
Toko.
drastically since the PS1. You may be wondering though, what did happen when companies made the switch to streamed music? Was this when
It's a lot of fun finding this footage.
companies started recording live
I love when they actually document recording this kind of stuff. Because like I think this is literally the recording that got put into the games.
instruments for their soundtracks?
This too. Like anyone who's played Mario Kart like a bunch and heard this bass line so many times, like seeing it actually being played in real life,
live instruments
so
for their
cool, I
soundtracks?
think.
Like real instruments playing full songs in a studio, or even an orchestra? No.
French one real, yeah.
That would be incredibly expensive, even for AAA devs. Though much of what you've heard may sound like live playing, it very often isn't. High-quality music plugins just sound that good.
I wanted to catch... I've talked about this in my Discord server, this Persona 5 bass thing. I've talked about it before in my Discord server, but like I really wanted to catch people off guard with this. Like people who like enjoy Persona music, because everyone loves Persona music. Everyone's like, oh, the bass in Persona music's so good. Like, oh, the bassist is so good. It's like... I'm not gonna not call Shoji Meguro a bassist for playing it on a keyboard, but it's played on a keyboard, and no one knows that. Programmed in a DAW.
That is the actual
not
bass
a real
used
bass
throughout Persona 5, a plugin from my computer.
Which doesn't detract from how good it is. It doesn't detract from how good it is. Also, Trillion is like literally the like most accurate sounding bass plugin that is, probably. It's all recorded from real bass playing, so it is a real bassist technically, whoever works at Trillion or Spectrasonics, right?
That is the actual bass used throughout Persona 5.
It's just played on a keyboard
plugin
for
from
Persona.
my computer. I mean, some games would have an intro cutscene or other small parts with a real orchestra.
Persona music is bass. Good one. Good one.
Like how every Smash Bros. Intro since Melee's has been recorded by a live orchestra.
I love this intro. You know what? People are mad at me for having so many of these like little texts on the screen for like 1 frame or 2 frames. I'm also mad at myself for doing that. Yeah, but also this is true. I really love this intro. It's really good. Persona music, my beloved. True. Really good music, that series.
But for pretty much everything else...
This also was fucked up to me because I thought the just like the intro, the menu music would also be a live orchestra. But no, a lot of it is samples.
Mostly samples. In the modern day, most instruments you hear in VGM are virtual instruments.
Okay, so fun fact about this. This is what was used. I'm pretty sure this is confirmed what was used for this Splatoon song. I just couldn't get like the settings right because there are additional settings to mess with how the notes slide. I couldn't get it to sound entirely accurate.
Instruments.
What is it? I
Awesome.
was like, okay, close enough. Fuck it. I'm just gonna throw it in.
Pulls from those MIDI modules in the highest quality. And this all makes sense because VSTs and samples can sound as authentic as the real thing to the average listener.
This is you, chat. This is you. Real.
So why pay for an orchestra when your computer can do it all? And if you're looking for a
Oh, I guess I'll read this out.
to the average listener, so why pay for an orchestra when your computer can do it all?
So it was late at night. Actually, no. This whole wall of text. 2 late nights of thinking and pondering birthed this. I'll read it out. So I said, why pay for an orchestra when your computer can do it all? And then when I was listening to that in editing, I was like, that sounds kind of pro AI. Like I kind of like, maybe it sounds like I'm pro AI, like, you know, people stealing art and shit and using it for AI and just, you know, so I put this in. I was like, that is not a pro AI statement, by the way, Lamau. Real human musicians get paid to create / use samples too, and they don't hurt the livelihoods of instrument players. It's kind of like digital art and traditional art, like the difference between drawing on a paper and drawing using a graphics tablet on a computer. That's what the difference is more similar to. Duh. It also takes musical talent to compose on a computer, dummy. I was mean here. I'm sorry if you thought. Anyone who possibly watches this VOD and is someone who thought this was possibly a pro AI statement, I'm sorry I called you a dummy. But you're also a dummy. Starting to feel like that disclaimer wasn't needed at all, actually. It feels incredibly obvious. I hope this train of thought has been entertaining. I hope your day is going well. First time watching the video, I wonder if you'll find yourself paused on this frame ever again. Jesus Christ, I wrote so much here. Perhaps in the far future, once you've forgotten what's written here. Please drink water and be kind to yourself. So true. There's also extra text down here. It says, which I'm sure none of you have seen because I forgot I put it here. Please send help. I've been working on this video for 8 months. True.
And if you're looking for a more human element, it's extremely common for VGM composers to specialize in one or a few real instruments.
Also, I hope this has been somewhat entertaining, by the way. Again, like, I feel weird talking about my own videos. I haven't really done this before. So I hope it's been an interesting commentary.
So they might occasionally record some of those for the game while doing everything else with samples. The main composer of Persona 5,
I'm
Shoji
glad.
Meguro, played guitar over many of the tracks as he's a guitarist.
I gotta replay this game. I have Persona 5 Royal on PC now. I haven't played Royal. I played the original forever ago.
Kinda similar to Mother 3, as Shogo Sakai also sampled his guitar to be used within the soundtrack.
I look for a director's commentary? Hell yeah. I'm glad.
It's likely he's the one playing guitar in Melee, too. Semi-related fun fact about Undertale. It was mostly composed with free samples and sound fonts, all except for the songs She's Playing Piano. Lost Goodbye.
I technically, I was like, ooh, opportunity to show my streams.
She's Playing Piano.
Look, it's me. Wait, let me move my... Look, it's me.
Lost Goodbye.
Oh, gaming.
And Undertale.
Wait, I didn't caption that?
Probably the most...
Mistake. Oh, gaming.
And
that part's not captioned. I gotta caption that later.
Undertale. Probably the most emotional song.
Futaba favorite character? She's just like me? Yeah, no, Futaba also my favorite character.
In the whole game. This is in large part thanks to Stephanie McIntyre, who played real acoustic guitar for it, with Toby playing his usual sampled SGM instruments behind it.
Sometimes it brings me more joy to watch a director's commentary for a movie than watch the actual movie. That's really interesting to me because I would always accidentally... So I had like a DVD player and I would like watch movies on it that I had as a kid. And I would always accidentally click the director's commentary and I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is it some old guys talking over my footage? What's happening? I was so confused. So I'm glad that this doesn't feel like that to you. I mean, you intentionally came to the stream, so I guess it couldn't, but...
Using real instruments in VGM isn't something that doesn't happen entirely. It's more often than not just included where it counts, whether it's an indie game or a big-budget AAA game.
2 people so far have told me they cried hearing this part of the video, which I am happy about. Hell yeah, making people cry.
奏でる音っていいなと思いますよ。なんかが違うんだよな。こう人が
You ready to tell the stream/video was awesome? Thank you. Appreciate
So
it.
yeah, at this point, composers shifted over to
That's
using
fun.
DAWs for normal computers rather than trackers.
Jacob says, "Man, I love guitars. I wish I'd play on it." You should. There's no reason why you
Okay,
can't.
are you still with me?
The guitar was actually the first instrument that I played. I didn't actually start out playing piano. I actually was a guitar player in my school, and that was my introduction to instrument playing. And then from then on, I mean, I just played a bunch of I tried a lot of instruments, but I stuck with mostly guitar and piano. Yeah.
Because it's now that I finally get to talk about my entire reason for making this video. I was just casually listening to a Kikuo song and something occurred to me.
Shoutouts to Kikuo, by the way. Very, very cool Japanese musician. You should go check out that stuff. They do a lot of Vocaloid stuff if you're into that. Very unique sounding stuff. Very, one of probably the most unique sounding Vocaloid artists you've seen. They also work with a lot of actual, vocalists as well.
Holy shit, Sonic Heroes?
But the entire video was for Frog. It was, to be honest. It was mostly for Frog. Yeah, Kikuo was awesome.
Yeah,
Really good
so
music.
post-SNES era was when licensed sample libraries, specifically sample CDs, began to see
Speaking of fucking Japanese musicians, which are super cool, fucking goddamn, where is it? Camellia, world-renowned musician, commented on my goddamn video. This is so cool. I still can't believe it. This guy works with Toby Fox as well, very consistently. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. It's wild to think about. But that's really cool. I'm really, really, really happy about that. Still,
a ton of
lots of really good comments actually. Noodle too. Noodle commented. There's a lot of really popular channels. Mysticat too. Just Noodle commented. I was like, holy shit. Fucking Noodle commented. I think Noodle's literally in my recommended channels. They're such an inspiration to me with the stuff they make. Yeah, you should go check out Noodle's videos. They're really good. And if you don't know who Noodle is, you've probably maybe seen one of their videos before and you maybe forgot. I think a lot of people have seen this video about smoother animation does not equal better animation. Yeah. Also, it says I'm not subscribed. It's because I'm on my alts. Don't worry about it. Okay. This is my VOD channel.
I'm mad. And bleeding.
Tom and Jerry made 60 FPS using AI.
Yeah, you might have seen this video before.
Pixel art with AI. Even a
It's just about people interpolating footage to be 60 FPS when it's originally not drawn to be that way and it just looks fucked up. And just stuff like that. It's a really good video. I do recommend you watch it if you haven't yet. Very, very good video. But all right, let's go back to this. Let's finish this. And Noodle makes really good videos.
Super wide usage across all the big gaming companies. Don't get me wrong, sample CDs were used pre-N64 era for short.
Yeah, it does, Dixie.
Come on!
I just meant that their usage skyrocketed after this point. They were collections of sound samples that could consist of instrument sounds.
It was really cool finding this one, because I like Nina's theme from Tekken a lot.
Vocals.
I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take
Of course. Again, I actually haven't seen this in any videos before the
vocal.
This one.
I wanna take you for a ride.
I don't know if any of you are into fighting games, but this character select theme is probably the most. This is what you think of when you think character select theme in the olden days of fighting games. This one, because it's just that. It's literally just that. I want to take you for a ride sample looped over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't stop. That's the only lyric in the song. So to find the original sample is so fucking funny to me.
Oh yeah, this is true love we're making.
Also a really popular fighting game song.
So dance while I put you in a trance.
I only play Smash Bros. Haha. Uncultured. You gotta pick up Guilty Gear Strive. Have a little 2D fighting game action
Ambience.
On the side. Or Street Fighter 6. Of how they laid that one, yeah.
Let's go.
Ambience.
This one's really cool as well. I love this one because this sample, this shit. When I tried to play Majora's Mask as a kid, I would get really scared whenever this part would happen. When like the moon is falling down and stuff like that and this song would come on. It was such an eerie fucking feeling. I literally had to switch off the TV and turn off the console because I was just like, I felt like so overwhelmed with being freaked out. Rewatching this video filling me with so much dance energy? Hell yeah, you should.
Where's everyone
Get
going?
that energy out.
Bingo.
Drum sounds and
Bingo.
loops.
Where's
Also, I don't know if any of you noticed, but you know how I have this little slidey thing which shows you what console and what game it is? I just put fucking everything for Resident Evil 4 because this game is widely known for releasing on basically every platform. It's on the Zeebo, it's on iPhone, it's on probably Amazon Fire TV or something. It's on VR headsets now. It's on everything. It's on everything. What's a Zeebo? Exactly. I don't know what a Zeebo is. It was like a console that came out as an alternative to the mainstream consoles. And it was on the fucking Zeebo. Yeah.
Where's everyone going?
Quest only?
Drum sounds and loops.
Is it on Android too? Yes, I did download the really shitty port of it to Android. But the mobile versions are really bad. Don't play it. Don't play it. The only versions you should be playing are like the newer PC port of it with mods, and the newer console versions of it, or the Wii version. The Wii version is the one I played as a kid. Really good. Very good. It's also on the Switch too, right?
And of course,
yeah, you can get it on the
sound
Switch.
effects
It'll be
such as
good.
pottery destruction.
I love pots.
I should mention that some of these CDs had to be inserted into these CD samplers, which then functioned like those MIDI modules, except you had to swap out discs for different sounds.
Yeah, these are fun. These are all fun to find. I haven't much commentary about it, but like, these are all fun to find. I think these samples in particular, particularly these samples of this violin and this whistle, it actually took the sampling VGM Discord to like, it took them a really long time to actually find these samples. So like, I think when it eventually happened, they were like celebrating, because like I think these were maybe the last two that they needed to like complete all the sourced instruments for Mario 64 in their list of found samples, I think. So that's a cool fun fact. I could be completely wrong though, don't quote me on that. That's what I remember. Yeah, it is literally just from a CD. Like, as a kid, I thought they recorded, like, someone from Nintendo put a microphone up to some pot that they were, like, just throwing at a wall, and then they just reused it in their games, but... Yeah, no. People don't do that shit. They just get it from CDs.
Like, it's kind of crazy how much they were used. Some songs were genuinely just a couple loops from these songs.
I mean, they do make their own sounds sometimes. Like, there are some cases where they do make their own stuff, and, like, everyone should make their own stuff as well. Like, it's just a fun thing to do. Not because it's bad to sample stuff. It's literally just kind of, like, a fun thing to do. And give your own game, like, and it sounds like a unique flavor, I guess. You know what I mean?
Thrown together with some finishing touches. Sort of like how modern-day beatmaking works, if that makes any sense.
When I was a child, I thought they drew every frame, like in a game. Like in a video game, you thought they drew every single frame? That's crazy. That's like God powers. That's so funny. I kind of love that. So again, like, I'm gonna say it again in the video in a second. I love Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, I love that series. Very good series. You should play it. Very good music as well. I did not mean for these to sync up, by the way. I was just getting footage, and I was killing the demons, right? But it fits so well. It, like, fits so well with the part in the song I had to.
God, I love Devil May Cry. Due to the popularity of many of these CDs, you'd sometimes recognize some samples being shared across different games.
It's me cheesing this enemy, by the way. I forgot I did this. This isn't where the song plays in-game. I just wanted to show Krillin exploding in PS2 graphics, because it's really funny.
Or even different
I think that's very funny to me. I'm so sorry if you're a Krillin fan.
Or even different forms of media.
The video made me want to play Devil May Cry. Hell yeah, you definitely should. And if you need any more convincing, you should look up a video called "Why You Should Play Devil May Cry" by the Sphere Hunter. Very good video about Devil May Cry. It will give you a good vibe for it. And it doesn't spoil much.
You could be in the middle of watching an episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy and...
Air is so light and, well, airy.
Oh no. So yeah, though I had to include I was literally watching Bill Nye for a different sample, but then I had the Resident Evil 4 regenerator room door sound, and I was like, oh fuck no, I have to include that instead.
Well, airy.
Oh no. This thing gave me nightmares as a kid. Hated it. Terrible experience. Hate that fucking bitch. I hate that thing. And of course, I genuinely didn't think people would comment this much about the Hideki font. But it makes so much sense. It's a video about sampling. People wanted to see Hideki. Probably before... Like, so many people were probably expecting Hideki at the end. And then they were just greeted by this. I feel bad, right? But it was either me doing this... or the video not coming out. Literally.
So what's the takeaway from all this, other than a greater understanding of how video game music has been produced over time? Well, I feel like everything in
We
this
made
video
it, chat.
explains how Siva Gunner rips are a thing, so there's that. I don't know. There's just something so cool about growing up with these games.
Also, I love the sound design used for like a lot here. Oh yeah, no, I had a lot of fun like
admiring their
doing the
music
sound
for such a
design for
long
this
time,
video.
and then hearing all
I made a
the
lot of sound effects for the videos.
individual puzzle pieces used to
Some
make
of which
them.
I haven't
I
used
can
yet,
definitely
but
understand if
hopefully
it
soon.
takes some of the magic away from them for you, though. So if that's how you feel, my apologies. For me, though, knowing these exact pianos, synths, and drums of these songs makes me feel a lot more grounded.
Oh, thank you, by the way.
less
I'll check
left
that
in
out
the
later.
dark. The thing
Jade.
about BGM is that we usually have very little insight on the creation process
Oh yeah, I made this track as well. Yeah,
of so many of these songs.
it's my one very Toby Foxy song. I have two Toby Foxy songs. I have like a fight theme and like I have a normal theme, I guess. So this one, I did make this
BGM
one.
is that we usually have very little insight on the creation
you.
process of
I
so many of
appreciate
these
it.
songs. That and the fact composing for games has generally been seen as a background thing, and maybe even seen as less worth documenting than other things.
You know, I guess one of the messages from this video I really wanted to get across was just people need to document their music making processes more. It's so cool to see it actually done. Oh my god. Jane Fluffy, thank you for the raid of 2 viewers. My goodness, that's 2 raids today. That's insane. Yeah, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing okay today.
But hopefully that's changing. Let me know what your favorite example of
appreciate it.
sampling is in the comments. I read all of my comments and would...
Also, thank you. I think Boppy Pudding went to bed is not in chat anymore, but Boppy did make this little splat emote, and it's the one that you can use as an emote if you're a sub as well. It's really cute. I love it so much. And also made this art on the right.
genuinely love to hear about it. You can also come talk about it in my new Discord server. I'm trying to build a welcoming and cozy community there, so feel free to join. And
you had me chat. Feel free to join my Discord if you want! Exclamation Discord. Hell yeah. I saw your videos on YouTube. Oh my god.
maybe even
that's so
post your own
cool.
music or art. If you want to
I'm
watch
glad
me
you
play
like
games,
them,
I'm
I
a
presume.
VTuber over on Twitch.
I want to
Thank you,
give a
thank you.
huge shout out to Andrew Cunningham for having me on his channel recently. I was on his
Oh,
most
yeah.
recent video about when...
God, I felt so bad because, so me and Andrew, I was on Andrew's channel, right? Because I did the little recreation of Gast's theme for this one video, and this sampling video, it was supposed to come out around the same time, but it actually ended up coming out months and months later. Like, I don't even know how long, like 4 or 5 months, maybe more even, because I was just like adding on to it, and like the progress was getting really slow, and like I just kind of like I took some breaks because it was like messing me up pretty bad, but eventually got it done, and that's all that matters. Have to sleep now. Have a nice stream. Oh, thank you so much, Jane, and I appreciate the raid again. Like, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. Yeah, you have a good sleep.
where WD Gast's theme can be found in Deltarune's OST. So go check that
I
out.
still feel so weird seeing my art at the end of the video. Like, it's, I don't know, I'm really happy to have your art at the end of the video. I'm happy to have everyone's
recreated
art here.
Gast's theme from
It's
the
so
ground up
cool
for it,
that
as
I can
well as
like
made a check-
I get to like show
Gast's
off all the
recreation
art
in
like
a different
this.
key entirely to
It's so
confuse
cool.
people. You should also really...
Like, I don't know. It just makes me feel good. I want people to like, if they see your art, or anyone who did fan art, like if they see art and like it that much, that they could just like go to your stuff and like
Huge shout out to Andrew Cunningham for having me on
like
his
following
channel
you and stuff.
recently. I was on
I
his
think that's
most
really
recent
important.
video about where WD
Artists need more credit,
theme
just
can be found
generally.
in Deltarune's OST. So go check that out. I recreated Gast's theme from the ground up for it, as well as made a Checkadance recreation in a different
Yeah, no,
key.
it was like 8 months. It was like an 8-month video.
Entirely to confuse people. You should also really check out his Undertale
I
and
tried.
Deltarune videos. They're really good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Well, we made it to the end. Thank you everyone for bearing with me ramble about my rambling. That was like an hour of it, or more actually. But yeah, no, thank you everyone for listening to me. But yeah, no, I think I can't keep making 20-minute videos. I think I gotta start making 5 to 10-minute videos if I want to like make and like start and finish them within like 2 months or something, like 1 or 2 months, because this was ridiculous. I think everything else I make from now will take much less time because this was so much research. It was so much. Again, I didn't know like half of the stuff in this video before I started making this video, and like it kept growing and growing as I was editing. So I'm glad that's finally out, and that you all enjoyed it. Yes, rat time. Let me get that set up. I'll put music back on while I do that. Let's see. Sure, we'll play this again. Okay.